Hello everyone, hope you're doing well and keeping safe. I'm quite excited to bring you this video around the importance of career development and planning and why is it so crucial for each and every one of us, whether we are loving what we're doing, whether it's led by our own passion, and what does it take for our career planning. I'm even more excited to bring in a guest for the first time. He is none other than my friend and whom I refer to as my own brother, who is connecting to us from Singapore, where he will be sharing his thoughts, his insights around his own career planning, which could also help us. He is none other than Daniel. Let's head on to it. All right, so we've got Daniel, who is also known for having the longest name. That's something that he can share. So Daniel, tell us something about yourself.
Hey guys, Daniel here, and thank you Ashik for inviting me for this video. Longest name, yeah, everyone vouched for it. When I started in Microsoft back in 2013, I had one of the longest name in the organization itself. But you know, that's in the past. What I wanted to talk to you about today is my career journey from a diverse set of background in sales and throughout all different sectors like education, public sector, SMB, and so on. So, you know, happy to have a chat with you today here, Ashik.
Thanks a lot, Daniel, for accepting and really making time for connecting with all of us here. So I've got 4 questions that I think would really resonate with all of us, including myself and many out there who's going to view this. It's around how career development is helpful and needed in our life's journey. So to start off with, why do you need to have a career plan developed?
Well, first things first, Ashik. You need to define the goal. So, in my opinion, the goals could be some things like, for example, number 1, when do you wish to retire? Secondly, it could be something like, how financially stable do you want to be at your retirement age? And, you know, next could be, what type of career level would you like to achieve? And most importantly is, who will be a part of that success at the very end? And with this kind of 4 goals in mind, now comes the planning stage and backtracking on how to achieve all that with more construct from the present day. So that's why I think that you need to have a plan to make sure that you achieve all that and achieve all the goals at the end of the day.
Brilliant, Daniel. So what would be the top 3 things in your sense that could be really helpful for many of us to know and to put in career planning?
In my opinion, Ashik, let me talk about firstly knowing your own strength and validating those strengths by, for example, keeping an updated profile of your achievements and your contributions. And it'll also be better if you are able to seek some kind of feedback or perspectives from your peers in terms of areas of improvement to strengthen those, weaknesses that you currently have. Secondly, let's talk about value. And in this case, the kind of value that you can bring to the table at the next stage of your career. And you might be asking yourself, have you gained enough knowledge? Have you gained enough experience to make a unique impact in the roles that you are keen to explore? And mind you, everyone can make an impact, but what is uniquely yours? So you need to think about that. And that's pretty much important as one factor of career planning. And lastly is your readiness to go beyond your comfort level. Are you seeking challenges with a growth mindset? This will certainly showcase your ability to deliver on the job scope, but also you are actually showing passion in everything that you plan to do. And one of the keywords here, Ashik, is passion, because it is a motivating factor for success.
Definitely, Daniel. I think you really nailed to the point. Passion is key to everything, correct? And could you just help emphasize what is your passion? If you could just share that with the community.
So my passion is really to help others or contribute to the success of others. So whenever I do things personally or professionally, I wanted to make sure that I leave a legacy behind, something that is best practice or replicable with other people around me, and to make things much more easier, convenient, and people will say that, hey, I learned this from Daniel, and it's not just a word of mouth, but really having that kind of unique impact in everything that I do.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Daniel, for sharing that. Moving on to question number 3. How often do you and would anyone need to check in on their career development plan?
This is a tough one, but let me answer this question with 2 types of persona. And personally, I am a mix of these 2 types of persona depending on how my passion or interest evolves with my workplace. So persona number 1 is someone who is defined in their career goal from the present day. And this probably relates to question number 1. If I'm planning to retire, for example, in the next 15 to 20 years and stay with the same organization, I'll probably do a check-in with my manager or my mentor circles once a year. And you might be wondering why once a year. Well, to me, 12 months is ample time to really understand that next career jump and what it takes to move forward and be successful in those roles. Now, persona number 2 is someone who is much more flexible and would only explore their next move when an interest or passion arise. And they could in fact go for roles that they're not currently doing. So sales could go for HR could go for sales, or things like that. And this is an example of a behavior of openness where career check-ins may not necessarily happen much more frequently. So I'm a mix of both, but let me know what you think.
Hey, thanks a lot. And it's very insightful, right? I mean, people have their choices. Even myself, I'm a mix of both personas. It also comes in handy whether you love what you do, whether you're following to your passion, and whether you're really bringing out the best in what you do. And that also falls into that part of it. But amazing. Thanks for that sharing. Lastly, but not the least question, which I would love to hear from you. Something that many of us question ourselves and also gets really confused at times. Who should be really involved in your career planning? Whether it being your peers, your managers, your colleagues, or even could be family. What is your perspective on that, Daniel?
Well, Ashik, the most important person, with regards to this question, is myself. Because I am in control 100% of my career journey. However, even by saying so, I may still need the ecosystem of people around me. For example, my managers, HR, friends, family, to guide me in achieving success. And most importantly, Ashik, is to reaffirm the passion that I have in all my career moves. Without passion and me expressing that I'm passionate about moving to another segment of the business or a new external career, without reaffirming that, I probably wouldn't be happy. And just reaffirming that with the circle of people around me would definitely help. But most importantly is myself. I'm in full control of my career journey, and I would like to see to the very end that I achieve success and, stay humble, make the unique contributions that I can to others to help them being successful too.
Brilliant to share, Daniel. Thank you very much for really sharing and insightful of how you really take into consideration when it comes to career planning. And I'm sure many of us in the wider community who's going to view this is going to really take some key takeaways and help themselves successful enough to on their career journey and in the passion that they love in. So Daniel, thank you once again for really coming on board and sharing this with us. Thank you and have a good one.
Yep, and thank you, Ashik, for inviting me. Thank you, guys.